Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike, at the show we play every roguelike in history. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonbeer.
I hate you.
And this episode is extra spicy because we're recording it after all of the other stuff we recorded today because Critical Misses and TVGP both went super long. So prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
I accidentally did something pretty cool in this game that I didn't realize was a thing. I didn't realize you could upgrade companion cards. So
Hold on.
yeah, I ran into a quest line that was all about the bard that you're traveling with, and it was like an orphanage and him getting I keep forgetting that the game makes a big deal about him being he's like infected by some curse or whatever, and it's like taking over his arm. You clear that curse, and as a result he gets a new arm and his card gets updated to a platinum card. So whenever you have him, you know how he gives you that protective bubble around him? Whenever enemies break that bubble, the bubble explodes and does area damage now.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
It's pretty neat. There's even more stuff in Hand of Fate 2 than I thought. This week's struggle for me was the strength challenge. I don't know if you've done that one yet. This is the one where the ogre has beaten you and left you for dead with half of its charm.
No, I haven't done that one yet.
Okay, so you have like a number of pretty sizable maps to traverse. You start with 10 health. Food does not heal you. You need to get up to 60 defense, heal yourself, and kill the ogre. I make it maybe to the second set, like the second map, and it's a really combat-focused challenge because you have to parry and post and all that stuff correctly, and I start getting impatient, and like one enemy hits me and I'm dead. So that one's been a bit spicy, unfortunately.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, I actually played a lot of this week, and I didn't clear any of the challenges because some of them are just real rough, man. Like, and some of them I've cleared but not gotten like the gold token. I've just gotten the silver one.
Yes. I can't remember what one I just did on. Who knows?
What was the mechanic?
I did it's the Thieves Guild one is the one I'm currently doing.
That one's cool. It's a cool twist on the whole idea.
Yes, it's harder than I think because I don't know who it's going to be, and I accidentally die.
Yeah, that one took me a couple of tries to get through it to be able to accuse someone, and I happened to accuse the right person for that, for that campaign. I'm assuming that who the killer is changes every time, but I managed to correctly guess that time.
That's kind of cool.
Well, I wasn't anticipating. So, for anyone that maybe isn't playing this along with us, you go in the campaign. This like leader of this thieves guild tells you one of these three people is going to kill me in a couple of days. I need you to go out on a mission with them and find out who's going to be the one to kill me. It's one of those things like this person exaggerates when they're drunk. This person tells the truth when you give them money. This person lies when... I don't remember what the other one was. But I caught one of the people in a lie when I was like, oh, what's your backstory? Where'd you come from? What's your family? All that stuff. And one person had like one little thing that was off. And I was like, what? I bet that's the person it turned out to be.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it mattered more than I was expecting it to, which is part of the reason why I'm enjoying Hand of Fate 2 a lot is each one of these campaigns is so different from the other ones. It's not just
Yes.
here's a bigger dungeon that's tougher and a boss that's even more difficult at the end. It's like, no, you're gonna have to do like what was the one I just did? Oh, um I had to like recruit a whole bunch of soldiers to take out this blight that was happening in a town. So you're sort of going all around the map to try and recruit as many people as you can and helping them out against the corruption to bring them on your side. Um it was there's a lot of cool stuff in this game.
Yeah, and like they've used the campaigns a lot to show the many different mechanics,
Mhm.
like, and to actually, teach you how to use them, like the fame, like
Yep.
the platinum stuff, and all that kind of stuff. Like it's really it's one of the best tutorial campaigns ever. I did unlock endless mode, which I'm scared of.
I haven't tried that yet because I keep looking at it. I'm like, I don't really want to. Speaking of fame, I actually did unlock a weapon. It's a giant hammer that gets weaker the more fame you have. So
Okay.
it starts off at like 26 damage, and it says for every fame you get, it decreases by 1 to a minimum of 16, which 16 is still pretty okay, but not that great for a hammer. Um,
But yeah,
yeah,
it's like
it's
that'll be a good startup one at least.
yeah, and I actually ran into I don't remember which one of the campaigns it was, but oftentimes you would land on a tile and it would be like that snowstorm one where it's like you have two choices pretty consistently on like 75% of the. Oh, it was one of the ones where I was like trapped in a mountain area, so there's a bunch of cards you can't land on because there are mountains there,
Mhm.
um, and a bunch of the places I would land would be, or you ran into this unit that's kind of traversing the map along with you, and there were two choices. Like the first choice was always a dice roll, and the second choice was always a pendulum. So it was kind of neat saying, like, all right, which one am I better? Am I good at the pendulum and good enough to
Yeah.
beat the chance on the dice roll? Or am I just going to take the chance because I suck at the pendulum? Um, I thought that was I thought that was pretty neat.
I absolutely I still hate the spinny one.
Yeah, the what they call it, the roulette? I think they
Yes,
call
I
it
think
roulette.
so. Like
Yeah.
like it's so hard to do. Like I can't get my timing down for that in the slightest.
I've I think it's the barbarian guy that you have the companion. I think that's the one that will let you spin again on a roulette, or is that the?
No, it's the he gives you an extra dice, I think, for the
Oh,
dice
that's right.
rolls.
That's right. Yeah, he'll let
It's
you roll a
the
fourth dice.
yes, no,
Yeah,
it's
the
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 mage
bard
dude
does it.
is the one who
Yeah,
lets you respin.
yeah. That's been pretty good. Where it's like, oh, I rolled and I got a like a was it the failure, like huge failure, and it's like, okay, I don't even. I will roll the dice again to try and get something better because huge failure is not going to work.
It makes no sense. Like I've tried stopping it at different points. I've tried pressing A at different points on that
Yeah,
thing, and it just nothing.
yeah. It's I feel like I'll get a better understanding of it at some point, but it doesn't feel as intuitive as like the pendulum one. The four shuffling cards, that's the standard from the first one. A dice roll is just a
Mm.
dice roll, like you're just doing that. I do like how you have to like spin the stick a little bit before you get to throw the dice. Like I think that's a cool bit of business. Um,
Yes,
I I think our big concern last week was, are there too many systems in this game for its own good? How are you feeling about that this week now that we've gotten deeper in?
possibly.
Yeah. I
The,
Go ahead.
I, I think that because it feels like they introduced like 5 or 6 new systems.
Mm-hmm.
I think take 1 or 2 of them out, maybe. Like take the roulette wheel out, please.
For sure.
Um, I like it would have been fine, but yeah, it just feels a little bit too much at the moment.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling a little bit more positively about it after last week. I agree that roulette feels like the weakest of the whole bunch because I think the pendulum
Mhm.
is pretty fun. Like I like that kind of. It's almost like a test of skill. Um, the four
Mhm.
card shuffling is like the standard from the first one, so that's not too surprising. Louise has finally woken up. It must be dinner time. Um,
Yep.
uh, I like the dice rolling because I feel like one of my problems from the first one is it felt like there was some randomness in the game when you were making decisions that you weren't necessarily privy to. And I like that this one now is like, all right, if this thing's gonna be random, you're gonna roll the dice. Like that's
Yeah.
literally what's gonna happen, so we might as well just show it. So I like that too, but yeah, I agree with you. I feel like roulette is the weakest of all of them because it feels like in a D&D game like this, you still have to have randomness. Like that's just the nature of the beast. But that one
Yeah.
feels still a little bit too much like I'm just going to hit the button and see what happens. Like it feels like there's less skill than the pendulum for sure.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing is I feel like a lot of these are more skill based. Maybe the dice one is the exception.
Yeah.
Um, but the dice one at least you get a chance to read.
Right. And like the four cards getting shuffled, if you can keep if they're not moving too fast, you can kind of keep an eye on it. You have a fairly good idea of like where the shell game is going to shake out. Um,
Hmm.
and the pendulum one, like that's entirely up to you as long as you don't have something that's you tailor made to kind of mess you up. Um, yeah, I I'm still having a lot of fun with Hanafe 2. There's a staggering amount of content in this game, especially since you're obviously not meant to beat any of these campaigns at your first go. Maybe like the first two or three, maybe you can. But like
Yeah.
once you get to that blessing one, which is chariot, I think, like as soon as you do that, it's like, yeah, man, like this is the real business. Like you gotta build your deck, get it right. Hopefully you get the right dice rolls. Hopefully you have enough money to do all the stuff you need to do. I'm always running out of food. My kid is always telling me, Daddy, you have 0 apples in your game. It's like, yes, I know. I'm dying in this frozen wasteland. I have nothing to eat. Hand of Fate 2. Um,
You
you know,
have no
and
apples. That's a good one.
yeah. But it's been good for working on some of the larger numbers. She told me the other day, it's like, you have 46 coins in your game. And it's like, I did not know that you knew that big
What
number, but
46 was.
yeah, but great. Good on you. Um, but any final thoughts here on Hand of Fate 2 Week 2?
No, so far it's fine. I'm enjoying it. Don't get me wrong, I am
Yeah,
definitely enjoying it, and it is a quality game still. I just I don't know. We'll see. I don't
there's a
know
lot.
if it's the question I have with myself or the question I'm arguing with myself is am I looking at this lower because it's Hand of Fate 2? Because Hand
Right.
of Fate 1 was kind of an incredible game.
And a nice surprise, too, where it's like, I don't know what this is going to be.
Yes.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas am I looking at this one maybe a little bit less because it's not Hand of Fate?
Yeah, like, are we being a little too hard on it because it's a sequel to a
Hmm.
game we really loved? Is the complexity bad because it's too complex, or because it's sort of betraying the simplicity of the first one that we really liked?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out across the next 2 weeks, because boy, there sure is a heck of a lot of Hand of Fate 2 left to play. So, for
Yes, there is.
thankfully, because I'm really digging chewing into a big roguelike right now that isn't Hades. So thank you very much everyone for listening. We'll see you all next run. Bye.
Bye.